Sennelier is always a great choice for oil pastels, but also a very expensive one. Therefore, today let's take a look at the 24 Sennelier oil pastel portrait set. Let's see how good the color assortment is, look at additional colors you might like and ones that I found lacking, and which ones you can replace if you're on a budget and only want to buy 24 sticks in total. One thing you should know, Sennelier are one of the few oil pastel manufacturers whose sticks have different transparency and opaqueness levels. That's why some of the colors may seem a bit more translucent than the others. This portrait set comes in a sturdy paper box that contains 24 colors. In the whole of the Sennelier color palette for oil pastels, there are 5 colors containing materials that need safety disclaimers, and one of these 5 is not an iridescent color, the only one, and you can find it in this set. The name is Cold Gray. It's marked like this in Europe. It might look different depending on your country. You don't have to worry about painting with it, but it's something you should be aware of. For example, if you have any allergies or when storing your oil pastel sticks where children can reach them. Now to the colors. The portrait color assortment has lots of colors you need: grays, browns, and a whole lot of ochre. The flesh tones are varied, but still I was missing some colors when painting darker skin. The way it comes out of the box, it is a great palette for Caucasian portraits as well as reddish skin tones. Whenever I painted black or olive-toned skin, I did become aware of colors I was missing. If you want to purchase this set and add colors to it, these are the colors I'd buy on top. Mummy is the reddish-brown equivalent of violet ochre and very versatile. It's a good mid-tone for dark skin and shadow tone for light skin. Violet gray is a good addition for dark and medium skin tones as well. Burnt umber has a matte yet saturated quality to it that I miss in the other browns of this set. Chrome red to me is a color that adds value contrast and one I don't want to mix in between while painting. I benefit a lot from having it as a separate color, so it won't turn out muddy if I have to mix it in between. I also just love this reddish brown shade. The two tones that might not be the first ones you think of when painting portraits, but the ones I missed the most in the set because they are just absolutely nowhere to be seen, are a violet shade as well as a green shade. For violet, I choose Violet Cobalt Light. It is a transparent color and you can mix it into any place you feel needs a hint of violet. I found it especially helpful with altering the limited number of sticks, and it adds a range of colors you can mix yourself. Not only as an eye color, but also when painting shadows did I miss a shade of green. This chrome green medium can be a standalone color, and it can also be mixed to create another range of greenish shadows. The warm tone in yellow-gray is perfect for shadows in the medium darkness range. And the last one is rather optional, but I personally wish they had skipped one of the reds and instead introduced a reddish orange, such as this Chinese orange. These are the colors I would buy on top. But let's say you are on a budget and really need to cut down the number of sticks you are buying. Here is my advice on which colors to skip and which ones to keep. The first thing I'll kick out is an ochre shade, either orange or flesh ochre, and I will go for orange ochre. And I will replace it with the, in my opinion, most valuable addition, which is Mummy. We can also skip one of the blue shades. Out of the 3, I use English Grey the most, but it is also easily mixed. And because we are thinking of how to get along with very few sticks, this one has to go. I'll replace it with the second most important shade, which is the Cobalt Violet Light. 3 reds is also one too many, and I'll get rid of the pink in order to introduce the much needed green. Though I used it quite a lot in the past, I think reddish brown gray is really no color at all. Whenever I didn't know which color I was trying to achieve, I used this one. Let's therefore replace it with our warm yellow gray that has a clearer purpose and will help us be more intentional in the portraits. To me, burnt sienna and brown madder are quite similar, and out of these two, I use brown madder much more often because of the smoother consistency. Let's replace burnt sienna with chrome red, a very nice and universal color. A controversial opinion is incoming. I am tossing out black and replacing it with burnt umber. I only ever use black for tiny details, and I achieve better results when avoiding it. And my tip is to instead use a black detail pen. Buy one of the ones I talked about in my other video. I'll link it down below and up in the corner. But I'm really interested in your opinion on the matter. Do you think it is essential to have black in your sets? Or do you think we can skip it? I'm curious to know. And at this point, I am very happy with the set. Depending on your personal painting goals, if you want to replace 2 more colors to get that maximum variety while still being able to paint beautiful portraits, you can toss out raw sienna and either coral or rose ochre and introduce another violet gray and the Chinese orange. I even ended up tossing permanent red simply because I personally never use it. None of the portraits I painted so far have these intense red lips. And I really do love all the different shades of ochre. This is my final palette. I hope this helps you find your personal favorite palette and get along on your oil pastel journey. If you think about purchasing a set or individual colors and you want to support my channel, you can consider purchasing your materials via my affiliate links down below. It means a lot to me and will help the channel grow. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!